Let me reset the mic. Oh, actually, that's another setting I need to take care of. Sorry about that. Now let me reset the mic. I'll explain what I just did. Okay, hey, afternoon, Shaky SoCal, Tool for Forza, and it's time for Season 6 for Tool for Forza Thursday Night Thunder. This season we are going to be racing this very nice Holden Tirana A9X and a whole bunch of short circuits. So fix that up this season. What I was doing is I just forgot to set the mic auto mute to off so that it would pick up my voice a little easier. So first round is going to be at Silverstone National Circuit. I need to practice, especially because I'm for production cars I'm back to using. We're going to try and use the gear shift knob instead of the flappy paddles. So we'll see how that goes. But again, I'm going to run a couple laps here in this Holden on the national circuit. I'll run a couple laps. Then I'll probably do a slower kind of track walk kind of thing. I'll point out the things that I'm looking for, what I think the car seems to like, what the car doesn't like, and then I'm going to try running a mock race against AI just so I have some traffic to practice against. And there's the summary. So let's get started with the demo laps here. Go ahead and start race. Oh, and I got to remember, since it's flying start, it's going to put me in 5th gear. And okay. Or not. Oh, there it goes. So running medium tires for this, 50% fuel. It's a good balance there. End up my field. So yeah, pretty easy to get the rear tires to spin up, but at least the car doesn't go snappy loose. Alright, down to cops for the first time. I'll leave it in 5th. It's a little more emphasis on getting the braking right, but there's a madness to my method. We're heading down to Maggots. A little bit of a lockup. Tires haven't quite got up to temperature yet. That's the other habit I want to make sure I get into is I'm only reaching for the gear shift when I actually need to shift. That keeps my both hands on the wheel as much as possible. This is a very, very short lap. The other nice thing is the car does have a race transmission, so for all intents and purposes, I don't have to use the clutch unless it's absolutely necessary. Well, necessary if I stall it. I'll have to use the clutch to get the car going again. Finish this lap and then we'll do the track guide here. I did something right there. Okay, so let's do the track walk. Again, generally this car seems to be pretty stiffly sprung. So at least in driving with the wheel, very easy as you're getting power down to spin the rear tires up, and the back end will want to step out. Thankfully, it's not so snappy that you won't, I mean, you'll feel it in the wheel, and you can usually just, throw a quick opposite lock, or you can just off and on the throttle. It's easy to catch. So it's predictable when it starts to step out. The one area where it will catch you off guard is because of how stiff it is. Certain circuits, you got to be very careful getting your outside tires on the curbing or off the track turning in. It is enough because there's not a lot of give in the suspension that's when the car at the back end will want to snap. So I'm sure I'll run into it as I do more laps, but I haven't run into it here as far as that. You hit the curbing on the outside and it snaps the back of the car around. But just keep that in mind. Thankfully, I think Silverstone is pretty generous as far as what you can get away with. So heading down into Cops, what I'm looking for. See, this is where I need the heading down to Cops. What I'm looking for, and I've got the braking line on for the demo laps, but now that I've run some laps, I'm actually going to try the race without it. So what I'm going to be looking for as far as braking, I'll be in 5th gear. Braking for Cops here of turn 1 is going to be the right-hand board there on the left side. So that's what I'll be looking for there to get on the brakes. And letting off the brakes and turning in is going to be at the 1 board or pretty much at the end of the curbing. Now, this car's interesting. I'm still trying to sort it out. I think it's naturally aspirated, but it's a pretty torquey motor in the low RPM. So for turn 1, probably initially, while the tires are cold, I'll probably downshift to 4th to get into the corner and then roll back into the throttle on the way out. I think once the tires are warmed up, and maybe for the guys, you guys that are running the softer compounds, you probably can just do it in 5th. And the reason I think 5th might be a little bit better, and maybe certainly on your own, is the RPM is going to be low, but you're going to get a crap ton of torque coming out of the corner. I think it's over 300 foot-pounds. If you drop it to 4th, it's like high 290s on the torque. So again, it's up to you. I don't know that there's one is faster than the other. I'm having memories back to when we ran the Dodge Daytonas in Forza 7, where short shifting, not running it all the way out, but short shifting just about red line or a little into red line, kept you in the torque range, and you actually got a little more acceleration down the straightaways. So keep that in mind. I think that might work for this car. So turn in, what I'm going to look for is, again, we have the red squares of death that aren't so deathly anymore, but I think ideally once I'm up to speed, I'm actually going to try and apex at the second one and just get onto the curbing here a little bit, out of Cops, heading down towards Maggots and Beckett's. Bring the car out to the left side here. You can get on the curbing a little bit, bring the car back across. I'm actually trying to bring the car all the way back across so that I'm on the right side as I'm getting into here to the signboard that I'm passing under. As I get to the curbing, I'm going to start to bring the car back across to the left side, and basically I'm trying to make as straight a braking into Maggots as possible. So I think the braking line, if you do it right, you're going to, just as you get to the curbing here, this is where you're going to want to get on the brake. It is I would consider pretty heavy braking. And it's kind of caught me off guard in practice because, like, oh, we're running the national circuit, because you're used to just braking a little bit here so you can turn in and go through, through Beckett's and then through Chapel onto the hangar straight. But nope, we need to brake a little more, a little more here. So brake. This is the next corner where you can put it down into second. I think on my own, I think it's better in third. But you'll brake. You'll into the corner here. Again, I am looking to get the car into the inside curbing, probably by the second red square there. But trying to get through this corner, you might think it's one of these. It's an increasing radius corner on the way out. So it's a sharp initial turn in, but then you've got, you can open the steering up and kind of use the track on the way out. So here's a couple of the things that I see. First off, red square death to get the car in. But as I'm on the curbing, and I pointed this out at Spa in certain places. If you notice, you know, where it turns, where it turns in here, and I think this is no Aintree's the very next little kink. But when you're making the turn in here, you can kind of notice that the curving straight, and then it turns a little more sharply and flattens out a little bit before the curve continues. So I'm trying to get the car, if I do it right, I'm trying to get the car where I'm parallel with the curbing here. And then the next thing I'm trying to spot is the black and white curbing on the exit of the corner. So if I'm here and I see that, then I can start rolling back into the throttle, trying to unwind the wheel as best I can, manage the wheel spin. But I'm going to try and use all of this curbing, all of this road, all the way out. Probably even get on the curbing and use part of the tarmac here to get onto the Wellington Straight. It's all about how quickly, how aggressively can I get back to the throttle, unwinding the wheel, minimize the wheel spin to get onto the straightaway. I still think on my own, I think third gear is best. Kind of take advantage of the torque. If you're in traffic, you might have to be in second gear, but short shift it out onto the straightaway. Getting on the Wellington Straight, and again, there is track limits there, so you can't quite straddle the white line. So, but you can use a little bit of it. Exit out here on the left. Now, for me, if shifting, I've been shifting somewhere between really no higher than 6,500 RPM. I might even shift a little before that. Again, it's trying to take advantage of the low end torque. But as I'm heading up the straight, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, I want to have the car back to the right side here as I get to the bridge, and that way I'm kind of set and ready for Brooklands. I think this is. Braking here is a little. There's this one without the braking line is going to be a little bit of a rhythm thing once I get into it. And actually, I may. Brake a bit early until I can kind of sort out additional marks. But the braking line is going to have you want to brake, past the curbing. It's like about halfway between the 3 and the 2 is probably is where the braking line is going to go red. So I'll probably, as I get up to rhythm, I'll probably maybe use the, there's reverse. I'll probably use the, I might look at the signage on the right side there, where it goes from red to white. I may just do it by feel. Who knows? Maybe if there's someone in front of me, I just kind of use them to help me slow down. But it is brake. A bit more of a trail braking corner that I'm probably initially. I'll probably do all my braking mostly in a straight line, then release the brakes and turn in. As I get up to speed, I'll probably trail brake a little more and turn the car in before I fully come off the brakes. But for me, this will be down to third gear. And again, using the red squares of death, that to me is about where I want the car to apex. So I'm going to aim for these squares, late apex it, roll back in the throttle, let the car come across to the right side, and just be on the inside here for the next corner. This one, I don't really have an additional braking reference. If the line's off, it's just going to be done by feel. You're not going to be on full throttle, and maybe I can use some of the some of that extra green inner tarmac there where it widens out a little bit. Maybe that's a good reference. But I've done enough laps here over the last 4 or 5 Forza games for Luffield here that you kind of get a sense. Yeah, I need to brake. Now the line the game wants you to take is to treat Luffield like a double apexer. So you'll apex early, let the car kind of come out to the middle, and then turn it back in. We'll see what I do in the race. I mean, even the discoloration on the tarmac's pretty good as far as what you're looking for. Coming out of the corner, you'll late apex the second one. So, and it's kind of like when you can see the outside curbing on the left, you can start playing around with getting back into the throttle and out onto the front straightaway, heading back down towards, well, I guess the next corner is Woodcut. I'll get to that in a second. For Luffield, it's another one of those. I think third on your own. I think third is best. because it is kind of in that nice sweet spot in the RPM range and the torque to get out of the corner. If you have it in second, you're probably going to need to short shift, and that might even be some of the other kind of tactics. It might be in the race. Maybe I drop it to second to help get the car into the corner and short shift to third, midway through to help, get the as good of a run as I can out. We'll see how the race plays out. And again, back onto the front straight, third gear, fourth gear, probably back up to fifth. I think this is, I'll butcher the pronunciation, Woodcock. Again, I'll take the inside line here, hold it, then just let the car just kind of come out to the left side on its own. And that's Silverstone National. It's going to be really quick laps. I mean, I was doing like, 103.6s, and that's on the mediums. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the faster guys, I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of high 102s, but we'll see what happens here. But that's Silverstone National. So what I'm going to do now is I need to run a mock race, just because I'd like to get some traffic here. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be the first race. It'll be interesting to see what the AI gives me, or what the game gives me for AI opponents, and if I need to sort things out, or maybe we'll see how the race goes. So let's get into the practice. So what I will do is, again, twitching through Xbox, there's always a weird bitrate audio issue that would happen. Usually it's typically after you've been streaming for about an hour, where everything goes all staticky. So what I'm going to do is to kind of counteract that, considering I've probably been talking for about 20 minutes, and then the race is about another 30 or so. I'm just going to pause the stream and kind of reset things, and then we'll get in and we'll run the mock race. So bear with me for a second. Actually, let me get out of here first. To event menu, that's fine. Actually, yeah, we'll go to event menu. So pause for station identification. Pause. And we're back, but I got to reset the mic again because Twitch on Xbox. Okay, and we're back. So let's go to Advanced Event Setup. Press that, go down to Holden. It's the only one I have so far. Okay, so let's go circuit race. Race length, I'm going to take care of that in a second. Silverstone National, number of laps. I think we're going to be running, close to 31 laps. I don't think it'll be 33. Hang on one second. There we go. Sorry. A little burpee issue. Starting time of day. Again, we'll see what happens. We'll go random. Time progression rolling. Again, we do 24 times, so we get, a full 12-ish hours worth of day to night transitioning. We will do random, but if it does rain, I'm going to re-roll the weather. Starting track rubber at 50%, driver difficulty 8, that's fine. Driver tar designs. Number of driver tars, we're going to say 23. All the driver tars. Cars, Vintage Sport Compact. So we'll see what it comes up with, because hopefully if I reserve the right, if it doesn't change if it looks like they're not in the same PI as what we're running, then I will adjust that. So restart standing, grid ordering random. I'll probably drop to the back. End of race timer is a minute, that's fine. I'm the only one that will trip it. Compare best lap score off. Mandatory pit stops 1. Number of teams, nope, we don't worry about any of that. Okay. And let's see what the game gives us. Oh, it looks like rain. Maybe not, or is it just foggy?
Silverstone's track surface underwent a complete resurfacing and reprofiling, changing the camber of some corners, addressing some gnarly bumps, and reducing the risk of hydroplaning in rainy conditions.
Yeah, well, we're not going to find out about the hydroplaning. So let's go to event. Event setup. Let's re-roll the weather. I'll keep late morning. Heavy rain. No. Give me something a little different. Okay, and it looks like the PI for the drivers is about where it needs to be. So what do we got? No, not car. Event. Event info. 31 laps. Overcast dry. Okay, I'll deal with that. Starting at 10 a.m., so we'll be running into sunset on a cloudy day. And the last thing I need to do is fuel and tire. I will probably be running car tires at 100% fuel, so we'll just try that this time. And then the other thing I want to do is go into settings, and I'm going to try this with this adjusted line off. And we'll go ahead and close, and we'll save that. So we'll find out how horrible I am without the braking line. So, all right, 31 laps, Silverstone National. Let's see what happens. Now I'm going to drop to the back, so I'm going to move over to the left here since there's plenty of runoff. Again, this is not about me trying to win. It's just I want traffic to race through. Okay, so remember, hard tires, very cold, very slippy. And they're going to be very slow through here, so let's just back off a little early. So for me, this might be a case of where the race off the sky, I don't know what the delays are going to be. But if I'm in a lot of traffic, you know, the race will probably really start here. I've got a proper straightaway to draft up and set up passes. Whoop, excuse me. Okay, so yeah, traffic. Okay, yep, give me the inside there, I'll take it. You were braking there. Whoop, that's first gear. That's fifth gear. There we go. There's third. The outside. It's a little wide. Got to let off a little early. That one I need to head to the right side because they were having a little get together there. It's a nice little Dale Earnhardt livery there. Can you imagine if Dale Earnhardt decided to take a season off and go do BTCC? How well would he have done? Fourth or fifth already. Wow. That's a little bit late on the brakes. Again, it might be either I'm late on the brakes or I'm just not braking, not putting enough pressure on them. A little bit late there, but and that's the issue with shifting up with manual with clutch. Well, maybe I said I was looking for the second. I'm actually using the first. That's better. It's as I get to the curbing, not when I'm on it. That corner could have been a little better. Yeah, so fifth, it's just pushing a little bit. So for me on the hard tires, it might be better. It might be better to put it in fourth, and kind of get a little gearing help getting the front to bite. Whoop, 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 whoop. car does turn in a little bit better in fourth. Nicely done there, Hitman. The other thing, getting used to the new arrows. Yeah, you're a lap down. Blue flag. Just kissed the curbing and got the back end to step out slightly. Oh, that's late. Come on, turn, turn, turn. Hey, Stony Throne, your brake lights are on. Or are they just that bright? Bit of a run. No. I will drop to third just to really get the car into the corner. Whoop, whoop. I almost followed them all out there. Okay, so turn 10, you still have some weird drivatar issues. Again, makes me wonder if it's just that the drivatars that are in general, it's that maybe lack of data for this specific layout, so it's just kind of guessing. I don't know. And that's why we see the pathing issues with, you know, mostly the back markers, but I mean, I can understand having, you know, the car starting at the back be slower, but they should still be able to keep it on the track. That wasn't a good turn. Come on. I was expecting the back tires to spin up, so I opened the steering up, and when the back tires didn't spin, it's like, oh, crap. I'll probably brake a little harder there if I'm going to keep it fit. A little bit late. And a little bit slidey. Well, we're about halfway through the race, so let's go ahead and pit now. It's an easy in the pit. Okay. Almost down the hard tires. We'll refill. Go ahead and make sure I hit that A button. So nose to commit, and then just my seating position. So I feel like I'm scrunching up. So the question is, what gear am I going to be in? Let's, you know what, I'm going to say third. I'm going to take a guess. I haven't done pit out here. So what gear are you going to put me in? Ah, good. Third gear. You skip to the right. You know, at least when they go off, they're not, you know, they're making fairly safe re-entries. So. Oh, that was way inside. Bit late there. So yeah, once I get past that the last red square of death on the inside there, It's usually when I'm starting to kind of play around with how much throttle can I start applying. I got one on my inside. Oh, that was late on the braking. I was paying too much attention in my mirror and not enough attention to where I was out on the track. See how aggressive I can be here. I think I'm turning in a little bit early. A little bit late, but that corner's not as important as getting this one right. And we're a little bit wide. Come on, first, fourth. Now you can wind it out in fourth if you want, but again, I think my preference is to always take advantage of the torque. I'd rather have it in the higher gear. Don't know if it will actually be quicker, but we'll find that out pretty quick on Thursday. Yeah, I think I'm really still slow out of left field. Just not getting the power down well. Whoop. That was sixth gear, not fourth. Gentle with the gear shift. And it is getting dark. I think the double apex approach is still the better bet. It's just getting the braking right in. A little four-wheel drift out of the crops. It is getting a little difficult to see. Sure would be nice to have headlights. car does have headlights, doesn't it? There it does. Thank you. Took you long enough. Oh. Pretty clouds. Lost track of exactly where I was there, so British Herbie. Chance it through here. It's best to just get the car slowed down, get a good run onto the Wellington Straight. Oh, going way wide. It's okay. Oh, nice save, Johnny. Still has to pit, and I think that takes longer than 13 seconds. So I think I just need to not screw up, which wouldn't surprise me if I do at some point. Yeah, I mean, third will really get you into the corner. I think fourth is still probably the best one there. And you can get on that curbing, just stay off the red. Red curbing, not good. No, I'm probably not going to have to run into the braking, so that'll be nice. That's going to be a time penalty. Oh, I get a warning. I'll take the warning. Come on, come on, come on, come on, turn, turn. Yeah, I'm starting to. I think the track temp, the track temp is dropped just enough. It's like I don't have as much grip as I think I have. Can't see the curb there. So yeah, that's gonna be fun in the dark. I'm just not braking. I'm not putting as much braking force as I should. So I didn't need to go down to third. I'm assuming Jones is going to have to pit this lap or risk disqualification. And yeah, I'm braking way too late now. So again, I need to brake as I get to the curbing, not when I'm on the curbing. Oh. I can see my braking a little bit better here. So I can use the banners on the outside there maybe to help figure that out, figure the exit out, but it's going to be tough. Tough in the dark. Pushed a little bit, not quite what I wanted. Yeah, that's going to be tough to see in the dark. Well, that is Silverstone National in this Holden Tirana A9X 34. Yeah, so I'd say about 31 laps. I think Matt will aim for odd number laps. So 31, maybe as high as 33. Especially if we're going to run alternate Yeah, people are running alternate tire strategies. So that's it for here. I'm going to take a short break, and then I'll come back with the second track guide for Hakone National, I think is the other circuit for this coming Thursday. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. See you soon. Race against you soon. Happy racing. Got to work on my outros.